Okay guys, in this video, my last meditation I did, I achieved the level of spiritual master. So as far as spiritual masters go, the pathways have been not shown to me, the doorways, the knowledge has been shown to me. It's open. I just need to practice it now. I know exactly what needs to be done. So I've achieved spiritual master level, and I don't know how to say this. So I spoke to God. I have figured out what God is, and I'm going to share everything I know with you. Okay, so when God speaks to me, okay, I should say God never speaks to me, God shows me. So God never speaks to me, God shows me. So there are so in this meditation, I wanted to address God. What are you? I just had a bunch of questions. So in order to understand God, you have to stop thinking of yourself as a human. You have to understand we are cosmic beings. So separate yourself from being a human. We are cosmic beings. So every thought you have on like a cosmic scale, you have to always separate your cosmic self from your human self. And anytime you're pondering something, you have to think, is this a human construct? Is this a human thing, or is it a cosmic thing as a cosmic being? So you always have to separate your cosmic being from being human. So yes, so all essentially, once you're a spiritual master, it's hard to say this, but you know everything. I know everything. And I'm going to share that all. That's hard to say, but I'm going to share that all with you in this video. So there are two gods. There's a God I know when I meditate. So the God when I meditate, it's a cosmic God. Okay, the cosmic God. That God, imagine yourself sitting in a creek, and the water is just going around you, a very gentle flow. So that's how God actually feels to me on a cosmic scale. God, the cosmic God, is a current. I believe it's a universal current, like the force. I said it was the force in my other video. So God, I feel God as a current. It's a flow. And it's always pushing us, in the proper direction up the ladder of life. So that's the cosmic God. Once you are, like, I'll say, a spiritual master, you know the difference. So there's a cosmic God, and that's where we get all our knowledge and our teachings from. So now I'm going to talk about God for what humans call a God. So, and if you're not a spiritual master, so I don't know how to on a human, I'll tackle it this way. If you're a human, which you all are, and you think, does God exist or not? It actually doesn't matter. That is a moot point, whether God exists or not. But you need to, if you're not a spiritual master, you need to believe in God. So when you say, I believe in God, what that does is it opens up a pathway. So when you believe in God, it opens up a pathway cosmically and spiritually. So when you say, I believe in God, that opens you up. And what does it open you up to? It opens you up to a pathway of healing. So being a spiritual master, I can heal. That was a cat? Floki, you sounded like a friggin' human. Okay, this is important. So, being a spiritual master, I can heal myself from anything because I know how. But if you're not a spiritual master, that is what believing in God allows. So when you believe in God, it gives you a pathway to that healing realm, we'll call it. It's not like a realm, it's more of a spiritual. I'm not trained on this, so I don't know the technology, or I don't know the terminology for it. But whether God exists or not is actually a moot point. You need to believe in God if you're not a spiritual master, because it opens up the pathway, and that pathway is to healing. So yes, Tomos. Oh, and so the way I figured all this out was I was trying to address God from a human point. This was before I reached mastery level. So I held up my hands, and was told I was addressing God, and I was expecting God to grab my hands. I'm like, God, like, hold my hand, right? If you're real, hold my hand. And nothing held my hand. And then I was thinking about God with my human brain, of course, and it said, will you submit to God? So I said, yes, of course, I'll submit to God. And then it said, will you serve God? And I said, well, no, I will not serve God, because I don't know what that means. I don't understand what that means to serve God. So I wouldn't go any further beyond that point, saying I'll serve God, because I don't know what that means. And then my human brain was stuck in a loop. And so I told myself, I'm like, your brain is stuck in a loop right now. You need to identify whether God is a human construct or not. And so so I was figuring out whether God is a human construct or real, and I figured that out, that it really actually doesn't matter whether God exists or not. If you're not a spiritual master, you need to believe in God, because then it opens you up a pathway which non-believers don't have. So you open up that pathway, and when you do that, you are able to access spiritual healing that others do not have access to. So, yes, the cosmic God, we could say, speaks to me, but the cosmic God is guiding me. The cosmic God is showing me all these pathways. Floki, you gotta let me talk here. So the cosmic God is showing me all these things, and it's really every thought I have on a cosmic scale now, because once you know everything, you understand you are a cosmic being and not a human. Or you are a human, but you have to think, is this a human construct, a human thought, a human? Or how would my cosmic being think about this? So, okay, this is another thing I want to say. So, when I say I know everything, we all know everything. You just have to work on it within yourself on how to open that up. So we all know everything. We all know everything. You just have to figure out through your meditation how to access that. So, what did the path spiritual master? Now that I'm a spiritual master, I want to tell you what I was shown. So we actually can heal ourselves. The techniques, I don't know if I can tell you the techniques because it's pretty. So you need, once you realize, once you become a spiritual master, you center yourself and you see yourself as a sliver of light within the universe. So you're a sliver of light, and that's what you are. So anything negative that comes into your body, like say a virus or an ailment, you just focus on being that sliver of light, and you can push out all the ailments and the viruses. You can just work on that by focusing on that sliver of light within the universe and heal yourself that way. I can't even talk about some things. Okay, so I can't even talk about things when it comes to like vaccines, because if I told you what I knew, it would just I wouldn't, I'd be removed from YouTube. So once you become a spiritual master, then you realize you don't actually need any vaccines. So what does taking a vaccine do? So this video is probably going to get removed. So when you take a vaccine, you as a human right now, you take that vaccine, you are putting your thoughts, you're saying, okay, I'm now protected because that vaccine is protecting me. So you're putting your it's misguided direction. You're saying I'm now protected because of that vaccine, which is misguided. That's not what you need to do. Once you're a spiritual master, you would realize you don't need to take any vaccines. I can't even talk about any of this stuff. All I can say is I've already said too much.